Disclaimer: while this channel is by no means going to become a Jello Apocalypse hate channel, unless you pay me $1 billion. Number 5. His voice is still stinky. This is but the ramblings of a passionate One Piece fan who got baited by a rage bait video. Just so you know that this is coming from a biased person who is not above petty insults. The Antichrist!
But not really.
Brendan Blabber, better known online as Jello Apocalypse, is an American YouTuber who is the mastermind behind the Welcome to, and so this is basically series on YouTube, and blah 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 other boring trivia you can skim from a Wikipedia article. In reality, Jello is just one of the innumerable hack writers who oppose their cultural imperialism onto other cultures. To watch a Jello Let's Play is to see how he would localize it. From making the Coliseum games about their gay dog original characters, to overriding the plot of Skies of Arcadia to make Vice trans, which will sound awfully familiar to those aware of the discotheque My Lovely Complex controversy, and while most people simply enjoy things for what they are, Jello prefers to imagine a fan fiction version instead, and impose it on top of it. Jello is really just a troll going from one fandom to another, delivering bad videos again and again. So while one could watch his videos about the One Piece manga for his absolute dog shit opinions, thankfully he's condensed them all into this handy dandy spiteful pill. But before we go digging through garbage, let's celebrate the creators who make life just that little bit worth more living. Melon Tea, whose analysis videos that have broadened my horizons and made me think of One Piece as more than the silly rubber boy show that makes me cry. Murphy Napier, whose insight and passion abound, flows from this channel straight into my heart. Drox Show, who both he and his mom bring a literary analysis and delightful outsider's perspective. Mugiwara no Goofy, the man who's utterly wrong about One Piece, and yet also the only man correct about it. Ohara, but I bet you smart cookies already know about this absolute legend. Ham on Beat, while he doesn't make One Piece videos yet, he has been waging a one-man war against JoJo misinformation. And while this list could go on and on, listing folks like Grand Line Review, Tekking 101, and many others, we have a bad video to get to. So just know that before continuing this video, there are countless others making joyful celebrations about One Piece and much, much more. Still here? Well, let's begin.
Old Peas is the story of Loosey Goosey. He plays things fast and loose, but he got too loose and now he's all wiggly. He's made of rubber. How did that happen?
Yo, the government has been lying to you.
It's an interesting starting point to start off with Luffy being the conspiracy theorist, since he's the most likely to fall asleep during long lectures. I wonder what other characters he'll get wrong.
Our true history is written on magic Legos.
So while it is true that the poneglyphs have the real history of the world, they aren't actually magic, but simply indestructible, practically immovable blocks that were chosen as mediums to stand the test of time and the government's censorship.
The gum fruit isn't real. There are weasels on the moon.
Nope, it's actually an ancient civilization of high-tech robots that descend via balloons. Try to keep up, you buffoon.
Away your shackles, my brothers, and rise! Rise!
It's the great age of pirates. A pirate is defined as anyone who sails a boat.
Pirate isn't just any old sailor, but one who raises a Jolly Roger in defiance of the world government, just like the difference between a Navy ship and a pirate ship.
And Loosey Goosey's gonna be king of them all. To do that, he needs to conquer the Grand Line, an inaccessible ocean that you can easily leave and come back to.
This is the first outright lie of the video. While the Calm Belt may seem peaceful, It hides a boiling ocean of sea monsters just waiting to gobble your ship whole.
I mean, if you need to. If you forgot your keys or something, it's not a big deal. You can just come right back in there.
Pictured here, not a big deal.
People on the Grand Line have the power of devil fruits, fueled by the dreams of what humanity could be.
The power behind the devil fruit has not actually been revealed. Vegapunk is more than likely talking about people's will to shape and change the world. Or maybe Jello got One Piece mixed up with My Little Pony.
You know those dreams we all got? I want to wear someone like a jacket. I want to squeeze a person until milk comes out.
One Piece? A series with weird and silly powers? Who'd have thunk it?
I want to gain weight.
The Kilo Kilo fruit is actually my personal top 5 foods I'd eat if given a chance, so to boil it down to gain weight does a massive disservice to it.
I also want to gain weight, but in a more useless way.
Useless? I sure hope nobody tells that to Doflamingo or any of the opponents he fought.
I hope nobody notices we have the exact same powers.
While many devil fruits overlap in skill sets, Fire, Magma, and Phoenix are wildly different, and this is akin to removing all but one Fire-type Pokemon because they all do fire.
There are dozens of devil fruits, each with different powers that make them all distinct. Asterisk.
Man, it sure be embarrassing if I went over his series and documented any overlapping power sets in it, but that would be too much effort for something so lame.
Parameciums are silly boys that turn you into a sinky, stinky weirdo. Loogie Froogies give you control over an element. You can squiggle your body to avoid attacks and also generate something, which Parameciums can't do. Except for the ones that can. Those are called special Parameciums, which can also be spelled like this. And then there's furries. But they're ugly.
Now, while I could dispute these claims meticulously and thoroughly, I'll think it'll be more fun to call Jello dense and dumb and just move on.
With such varied powers, Old Peas is pretty wacky. Which is to say, most fights are just two people whacking each other until one of them decides to fall down. I swear some of these are good. Give me an Usopp or a Robin fight.
Fights are just two people hitting each other. Paintings are just colors on a canvas. And mountains are just dirt and rocks. Isn't this fun? Definitely want to dive into clashing ideologies. No sir.
What do you mean Robin doesn't get any fights? She's like the strongest character. Oh.
Robin isn't a fighter. She's a historian. Would you throw your navigator, historian, or doctor onto the front lines at the drop of a hat? Also, Jello got his degree on sexism from Reddit University.
Come aboard and bring a long chapter count for the biggest serialized adventure manga in history, only to find that the adventure stories aren't as good as the thriller and espionage ones, and the author should probably just be writing that.
While having a preference for a kind of story isn't wrong, limiting the kind of stories wouldn't be very freeing of it. Don't you think?
Revel in excitement and watch as Lucy has to punch the bad man in order to stop the natural disaster from crashing down and destroying an island that's shaped like a circle. This is every single arc.
What's your favorite natural disaster? Is it the one from Sierra Village, Arlong Park, Whiskey Peak? Comment below.
Sometimes Oda gets worried that the 12-year-old boys who read his boob comic don't think it's cool enough, so he decides to draw everything on fire for a few panels and then forgets about it.
Oda forgets? Damn, Hamon B is gonna have some real easy videos then.
He's on fire. He must be from the jungle.
What?
I hope you love this joke. I hope you want to settle down, get married with 2.5 kids, and have a white picket fence with this joke, because this is only one of 20 times I'll tell it.
The stakes still aren't high enough. Quick, hit him with a poison that doesn't work.
I guess this makes Jin Captain Coughs it up, huh?
You see the crew we're cruising the sea with. Alola Molazo is the right-hand man who holds his swords like an idiot.
Swords? Plural? By my calculation, Zoro holds 2/3 of his swords in his hands. But hey, who needs eyeballs?
And can teleport in front of any woman, so long as it's for sexist reasons.
Zoro's not sexist, he's racist. Everyone knows this.
Nami is a cat burglar who gets more pussy than the rest of the crew combined.
Nami kissing Vivi and her having a darker skin tone than Canon? That's a 2-for-1 deal on lying.
My man!
If only Jello could take lying lessons from Usopp. Then he'd learn how not to lie and hurt people.
In light of recent allegations, our crew has decided to cut ties with Mr. Vinsmoke. We are currently in talks to replace him with the hot, suave, good version of Sanji from the Netflix adaptation.
I don't have anything intelligent to say here. I just like Sanji more than you. Flaws and all. Idiot.
Ooh, okay, now Robin is the most interesting character in One Piece.
She's a woman!
Sorry, I guess that's all the time we have.
Fortunately, One Piece has all the time in the world to have stories centered on women and their struggles.
Marketable plushie!
I really hope Chopper can one day cure idiocy, and that his first patient is Jello.
Fish!
Jinbei isn't just a fish, he's a handsome gentleman, and the biggest bro of all time.
Bones!
Put respect on the funky grandpa, he's more than earned it.
The rest!
Play a fun game and look up how many people cried about the going married.
Main the Mizzen Maz with the main cast where most of them are so mid that their boat has more personality than they do.
Cloud Bouterman, a water spirit or fairy that dwell as incarnations of ships that are loved and well taken care of. Maybe it's just me, but I think that's just lovely.
Whoa! You didn't tell me our boat was from the jungle!
Where do you think the wood comes from? The Home Depot?
Trade in your straw hat for a tin-foil one and delve deep into the mysteries of the world. Fight back against an all-powerful evil government and the lapdogs who work as their enforcers. Except the ones the author thinks we're supposed to like, even though they're...
Nuance in a story? Sorry, but that's too complicated for Jello. Only good or evil for him. Also, everyone loves Aokiji and Garp. Don't even pretend.
Free the oppressed peoples of the world in a setting where all slaves will eventually become racist slavers themselves? Oh, that's not good.
Resentment from slaves making an equally hostile and opposite ideology? Truly wild. Surely they should just be peaceful about it.
Listen, the author has great ideas, but he's not always so good at the execution.
If only somebody could read Epithet Erased and see if it's any good or not.
Just look how long to execute this freckle guy.
A massive war between the Whitebeard pirates and the Navy? Surely that can be settled in the blink of an eye.
Hey, don't worry, Loopy. We got a better one in the back. And guess what, baby? He's from the jungle!
Everybody give it up for Time 3. Time 3, everybody.
That jungle lore was actually foreshadowed in exactly one panel 400 chapters ago. Oh, you feel stupid for not noticing.
These details aren't to make you feel stupid, but to reward eagle-eyed viewers. But I guess Jello is used to being stupid.
Don't worry. If you missed it, you can always catch up on the lore by skimming a fan wiki that insists on spelling every proper noun wrong. Because that's what some weebs called them back in 2001. Here, my man, let me pay you in bellies.
So far, we've only seen you've been wrong about everything, Mr. Pot.
What's that? You think these bellies and the story are both overstuffed? Pish and Shaw! Oda doesn't need editors. Old Peas has 1,100 chapters and twice as many named characters. I'm sure all of these guys are absolutely essential. How many of them could you possibly cut while telling the same story?
Jello is about to pull a sleight of hand here. Let's see if you can spot it. By my rough estimation, Jello cuts around 34 female characters, mostly in the sped up half. I wonder why he would be trying to hide his misogyny of wanting less female characters that way. Also, what did he mean by cutting Yamato? And why is Hamlet on this list twice?
That's at least 5 of them. I'm glad we wasted pages on these dudes instead of seeing the Straw Hats actually have any kind of dynamic with each other.
Only somebody who consumes One Piece with their eyes wide shut can miss the bonding moments.
Who cares about that? I have to know the name of the weapon that fuck-ass Joe uses. Let's check out the Q&A corner where the author answers only the most enlightened of questions from the 12th of year-old readers.
Who's fuck-ass Joe?
Luffy's stretchy penis is important to the plot. Fuck you.
I'm so glad you asked. Fuck-ass Joe has a really interesting backstory. My editor said I couldn't include it, so I murdered him, because nobody tells me what to do.
One Google search is all you need to disprove this notion.
Anyway, he drifted through the Calm Belt, which has no currents and you shouldn't be able to drift through it, but I forgot. Then he met another character and became a pirate. Thanks so much for your question.
I wonder how Oda responded to this question. Let's see. Can I lick the syrup off of Nami's body? It's you again, you pervert. You keep ruining the morals of this manga. But hang on, I feel like the handwriting on this postcard is different. Did you always have such nice handwriting? You better not be an imposter. If this isn't the real Chamro, you can go. No, you can't. Don't send me these postcards, whoever you are.
Grow larger.
All rise for the national anthem of r/men drawing women.
Negative space grows rarer and the art gets sketchier and sketchier because the artist would literally rather kill himself than accept help from or credit any of his assistants.
While Oda's assistants may not have gone on to make big series like One Piece, their contribution to it in manga shouldn't be played down.
Don't worry, Oda is actually just being nice and making his art worse on purpose so that the anime doesn't look as bad by comparison.
I think Jello just hates fun in anime at this point.
そうか。よーし。
そうさ。そしたら。
Is reading too quick and easy? Switch to the anime and watch as time slowdown turns this angry broccoli man's one-panel Wii into a 10-minute long piss venture.
Hey look, it's Jello.
Hey, mister, this is old peas, not you peas. This is simply not up to Toei's standard of quality. I know what'll fix this. That's better.
Also, anime food looks good, since we're repeating shit said on the internet for the shit billionth time.
Listen, this is a very serious emotional story, but we don't want you to be sad when you read it.
Oda wants to make a manga he would have loved as a child, and you can't have joy without sorrow, because you'll just have a sugary pablum too meek to please anyone.
Remember, at the end of the day, there are no consequences to anything. Hit this bird with a nuke, he'll be fine. Put a bandage on him, he'll be fine.
Hell is just built different. Get over it.
Abandon your children for inexcusably selfish reasons? Don't worry.
Famous criminals hanging around their children and loved ones? I don't see any danger in that.
He'll always love you no matter what. And that's why you should take care of yourself.
Is this actual genuine kindness from Jello?
And not work yourself so hard that your coworkers have to force you to get surgery and to sleep. They all care about you. Your daughters care about you, Oda.
After the passing of Mura, Oda has been taking more breaks and exercising more in his daily routine, so this is just plain wrong.
You know what you can do to show them that you care about them?
Oh.
Listen to his daughter's input on how many brothers Sanji should have, amongst other things?
Sexualize another child their age?
No, Oda. That's wrong.
Oh. Younger?
Real class act of Jello to basically call Oda a pedo in the last moments. I wonder if he lives in any glass houses. Also, everyone be on the lookout for Harley Quinn. Fuck no. And now, for the only good part of the video.
Thanks for watching. This video is sponsored by nothing.
Jello's bitter, and he should be, because who'd have thunk that shitting all over someone's art would have consequences? In conclusion, will this kill Jello's career? Probably not. But if this ends his days of anime localization, then it's all for the better. For a bitter, angry video like this can only burn bridges and show your entire ass and hole. Wait, has Jello's career been from the jungle this entire time? Thanks for watching. I hope any of this was helpful, funny, or at least a decent way to pass the time. I've been denying myself the pleasure of watching the surely better response videos as to not knowingly plagiarize anybody, so now I'm free to enjoy them. Also, I meant every word I said. Fuck you, Jello.